How about when you say orange, but then when you say orange juice, sometimes you say orange juice. Orange.
I don't say that.
You just did.
Orange.
I'm gonna roll back the tape.
I say orange and orange juice the same.
See, no, you didn't. Orange. You said orange juice. You said it as two different things.
But then I say orange.
Yes, it has more of a flourish to it.
Orange. I don't say orange.
Yeah, because you don't say apples and oranges, but you say orange juice.
Apples and oranges.
That's what I'm saying.
Orange.
Now say orange.
Orange juice.
See, you said orange juice.
Orange juice.
Oh, dude, Willy Wonka.
So the self-checkout lady, as we've talked about, that's too aggressive. But
did she or did she not redeem herself?
So I took your advice. Because remember you said...
Get over yourself?
It was the one about like when she needs to check the ID that I should just tell her when she says, let me know if you need anything. And I was like, oh, I'll need a... ID scan.
That was my advice?
Yeah. And so that was fine. And I forget, she might have like made some comment or something, anything. My transaction was going great. And it was going great. And all is good. And I was thinking to myself, oh, maybe Michael's right.
See the best in people.
Yeah. And then...
have a positive outlook on the world.
The guy next to me needed help. He was buying over 12 bottles of wine. And they have like a deal there. Or I forget what it was. Oh, yeah. He's trying to do like a bulk. He's like, is there a way to punch these all in? And like, do like multiple of the same?
If you're going there with 12, just do it, man.
Yeah, but they only have one check stand open, so then that's the only other option when there's a huge line at the check stand.
I know, that's what I'm saying. Just do it.
So he politely asked her, is there any way to punch all these in? And he had already scanned one, and he just wanted to like do multiples.
Fine, it would take just as long to just do it. Doop, 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 doop.
She was right there. She was right there asking if you need any help.
Do it yourself.
And then he's like, he wants to scan multiples when she asked if he needed any help, and she's like, oh, how many do you have? And he said 12. And then she goes, oh, well, you already scanned one, and goes into this whole tirade of how he can't do multiples because it needs to be more than 12, but since he already scanned one, they can't do the other 11 as a multiple because it needs to be 12. And she went into this 10-minute spiel on this of that whole situation, which how's that guy supposed to know that? And I could just see the look on his face is the same look I've felt multiple times from this lady. So I was like, nope, it's the lady. Michael's wrong.
No. So you're missing the point again, is every day she's living with people getting mad at her for things that she can't control. And it's like when
she can't control.
It's like when people get mad about
she's assuming that everyone knows what she's thinking.
She's not. She took 10 minutes to explain it, so obviously she doesn't assume that.
No one wants to be at the U-Scan for 10 minutes getting explained how to buy 12 plus items.
Obviously this guy does, because if he wanted to keep to himself, he would have just scanned his bottles on his own. And he chose to interact.
She was forcing herself on him by saying, do you need any help? Aggressively.
Verbal rape is not rape.
And also update on Fred Meyer U-Scan. I tried the one with the big conveyor belt. It looks like a regular old check stand.
Yeah, you told me about that, but I haven't seen.
So, pros, it doesn't weigh. You're not like
to
waiting.
Be or not to be.
It doesn't weigh, like, where it's like, put it in the bag. put the item in the bag.
Oh,
and you have to wait for it to like
that's
acknowledge that.
You've said so much about Fred Meyer and checking out and everything, and you haven't said that. That is the most annoying thing about Fred Meyer is that it says, yeah, put the item in the bag. Put the item in the bagging area. Item removed from the bagging area. Blah,
Yeah.
blah, 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 blah. That is the worst.
So pros, it doesn't do that because now it has this little like sensor that as it goes down the conveyor belt to the bagging area, it just knows that you did it. Cons, it starts pushing. If you're by yourself, it's really a 2-man operation because if you're by yourself, it's just pushing all the stuff onto the bagging area and it's getting stuck and it's all like a traffic jam. And then also so I did all my items and they were getting traffic jammed, and then I finished payment and then went to go bag my stuff, and now no one can use it until I'm done bagging my stuff because
I know.
They can't start sending things down the line.
There needs to be like a lane flipper. It needs to go like 2 directions. It needs to be extra wide at the end, and then you flip which way it goes.
Mm-hmm. That'd be good.
I am familiar with that because now a lot of times, even in the morning at Fred Meyer when there's not a lot of people there, it's like, then, I go Saturday morning and...
Just go on a weekend? Brave.
Well, Saturday morning, no one's there. The boys are playing video games. I don't care. And so I go over there. Nobody's in there yet. And sometimes they're still missing a bagger in the morning. And it's like you have to do it yourself. And yeah, sometimes you're not done bagging all your stuff. So like there's this one lady who works there. She's the stinking manager. She scans faster than you've ever seen anything scanned in your life. The people who know all the codes and everything by heart.
I love them.
And she is so efficient with her scanning. Like she how Rubik's Cube people, they look at the outside. So like when
they already know ahead of time.
Yeah. When they do the 3-second, world records and stuff, they get like 30 or whatever the time is to look at the cube. So then they're going like this turn right, and they're doing it all in their head. Then they basically just have to pick it up and their fingers have to move fast enough. That's exactly what this lady does. She just looks at the 47 things on the conveyor belt.
Yeah.
And she knows where the barcode is on each of those. Doop, 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 so fast. And so it's like you don't even have a bag 3/4 full before she's like, any coupons? And so you have to bag your own stuff. One for the
master,
and
one
pay.
for the dame.
One for the little boy who cries or lives and cries down the lane. And and so yeah, you got a bag.
Well, her and I would make a great team because I put my stuff on the conveyor belt. I do like all the produce together, and then all like the cans.
Oh, I don't know. That's the wrong way. This is what I do. I think of a bag. I go a few heavy things, a few light things. Bread. You want to put your bread, your chips.
No.
You want to put your things that don't get smashed. Your avocados. Couple heavy things, couple light things, couple heavy things, couple light things. If you're putting 27 cans on there all in a row, they don't want a bag full of cans. They don't want to wait another 18 items.
12.
They don't want another. They don't want another 18. Feed your family.
I don't buy canned goods for my family.
Then you are not living efficiently. There are canned goods.
I buy a canned corn sometime.
Are you afraid?
Ew. Not cream corn.
Oh, yeah.
The canned cream corn.
I don't know why I thought you were cream corn.
Not the canned spinach.
Did you see that?
From our childhood. Do you buy that?
What?
Did you like that? The canned spinach?
No, I've told on here before. I was like, I went to college.
Thinking that was a thing.
And like the very first day, I went through the salad bar line
You saw live spinach.
And I saw live spinach, and it was like, yeah. It was like seeing a cover band and then seeing the Eras tour live in the flesh.
Yeah, it was like spinach and then Spinach Taylor's version.
It was like, no, not that, because
I'm kidding.
that's dumb.
I remember the first time I put spinach on my Subway sandwich. That was good.
Oof.
It was good.
Spinach doesn't do it for me on a sandwich.
I do lettuce and spinach.
Oh, that's worse.
And green peppers and cucumbers.
Green peppers, like green bell peppers.
Yeah.
Bell peppers overwhelm everything. Anyways, we're getting off topic. Yes. Let me just say, Walmart is the worst because you can't, they like do not believe in bagging things for you anymore. And
oh yeah. They're going like ultra hard on the use can, and they have it set up where you have to like walk sideways in there. You know, it's like a zigzag. It's not just like the lines.
This one doesn't even have enough U-scan to scan. It doesn't make sense.
Oh, yeah. You go to the Hood Walmart.
Yeah. And there was this kid there the other day, and it was one of those things where I couldn't figure out, is this like
a boy or girl?
Out of control parent or like Tourette's autistic kid? Because he was going hard at his mom, screaming obscenities in the line. Get me the out of here, you stupid effing bitch. You wouldn't buy me this, you effing. And it just went on.
I'm going to go with not Tourette's.
It just went on for so long and so insane that I had to think.
How old was
mental
he? 4?
Problems. No. It was well, that was the other thing. Variable. Like 13 or 14.
Oh, yeah.
But it was so loud and so crazy and so just like nonstop.
Rich, the mom just kind of walking like with a glazed look on her face.
Yeah, and that was the thing. She had like 2 other kids. And
it's like she's dealt with this before.
Exactly. And so everybody was like looking at the mom, and I was like, this is too crazy. And I think like, honestly, even if it's the mom's fault, not fault, but you know how some parents don't parent their kids. Mm-hmm. But even if that was the case, it's like, and I don't think it was, it's like, do they want all that embarrassment at the store? It's like, no, they want it to be over too. They don't want it to happen.
The kid?
No, the parent.
Oh, yeah.
So everybody else in Walmart is like, look at this dumb, and it's like, she's not feeling good about it. She's not like, yeah, this is awesome that this is happening in the store. I'm loving this attention.
True.
People are crazy.
Walmart's crazy. Speaking of Hood places, right nearby,
Mount Hood.
right down the street on the other side of the tracks, Frugal's
Naturally.
killing people.
Wait, I was just going to say that. Where is it?
It's like right, if you don't get on the freeway and just keep going, it's right there.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So.
Oh, I looked it up. I thought it was further, but yeah.
And there's still, I drove by, there's 4 people in line. Not getting milkshakes, I guess. They're not allowed to sell ice cream. How did they just not get shut down, though?
They killed people.
They just are not allowed to sell ice cream.
That's crazy.
Their ice cream machine, if you don't know, Frugal's is killing people with their milkshakes because they have listeria.
I clicked the article link. It was like, oh, milkshakes kill 3 people or whatever. And I'm like, oh, this is interesting. Boom, Tacoma restaurant.
Yeah.
I was like, what?
And what's crazy about it, too, is like you cannot have symptoms for like over a month.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So then it's like all of a sudden, boom, you're dying.
Listeria.
It reminds me of like the Oregon Trail. Billy died of listeria after forging the river.
Yeah.
You ran out of salted beef. Billy died of listeria.
Salted beef.
I used to buy like 5,000 pounds of salted beef and one wagon and just head out on the Oregon Trail and a gun.
Oh yeah, you gotta just like rely on your gun skills.
I'd kill so many buffalo.
I mean, if you can shoot.
But then the problem was you get to the river, your wagon's full of 500 pounds of buffalo, and you have trouble forging the river. And if you don't have enough money to sell off your 5,000 buffalo pelts, or you don't have a space, if there's no one to buy your 5,000 pelts, then you don't have enough money to pay a ferry to take your wagon across.
That's what I mean. You gotta rely.
The struggles of the Oregon Trail.
You gotta rely on your hunting skills. You gotta know when you get across that river, you're gonna be able to pop a few rabbits or bears.
Oh, you're saying ditch all the meat on one side of the river?
Yeah, that's what you gotta do.
There was a 2-alarm fire at a warehouse that was right next to the railroad tracks, and they're worried about it collapsing, so they shut down the railroad tracks.
When?
Yesterday.
Another fire? Here?
Puyallup.
Oh, dang.
And so turned around and went home. I got home at noon instead of like midnight.
Really?
Yeah. It was quite a day.
Yes. Give me your first thoughts.
Well, the night before I started work, when I was putting Isla to bed and changing her diaper, I cried. Not actual flowing tears, but
yes,
I was sad. And then it's kind of nice because at this point with the schedule, I leave while she's asleep and then I get back while she's asleep. So it's not like I'm with her during the day and then I'm like, all right, see ya.
Right.
And she's also not like crying for me or anything like that. So that's nice. But it is, it just like hits me more randomly. I'll just be like driving or something and miss her. But we FaceTime and that's fun. And she actually, they say FaceTime's good for babies compared to them just watching TV. Because there's actual like interaction.
Yes, if there's a screen going to be in their face.
Yeah. If a screen's going to be in their face, FaceTime's better than dancing berries or whatever.
Huh.
Yeah, look at this.
Berries and cream. Aww.
It's a screenshot.
Keep that one.
Oh, it's FaceTiming. Yeah, she'll like see me and smile on the FaceTime.
Man, she really looks attentive now.
Oh, yeah, she's... So, here's another face. She's funny. Funny on the FaceTime.
Does your head look perfectly round, or is that just your phone doing that? Oh, yeah, not as round there, but
it's pretty.
That other picture looks like a...
Oh, like a perfect oval.
Circle. Oh, yeah.
That's just the angle, I think.
I know, I love that.
Oh, she's got pretty... This depends on how the fat of her cheeks is hanging. I just found out one of my jiu-jitsu friends that I haven't seen because I haven't been going there anymore had a daughter the next day.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. He just posted it on Instagram.
Let's give him a shout out.
Wes.
Greetings?
Yes. Wait, how do you know him?
From the Instagram.
Oh, from the pod Instagram. Yeah. I was like, what?
A shout out to you, Wes.
Yeah, shout out to you.
Hasn't listened in 3 years. I'll tag you in the episode.
I'm sure maybe he does listen. Who knows? Maybe he listens on the way to work.
Wasn't there a girl who...
Yeah, she had a baby a month or so before. She was at the wedding.
Yep.
Yeah. She's not back.
Not back?
No.
Is she going back?
Maybe. Who knows? I get it now, though. Like, it's tough. Like, even the, 16 weeks or whatever. Lauren gets, it's like, that's not a lot. Even if you're like breastfeeding or something. I mean, especially if you're breastfeeding.
Yeah. And yeah, it's just hard either way.
It's crazy. Yeah. And then that there's like every other country, every other first world country has like way different paternity leave and whatever, that kind of leave.
Maternity leave.
Yeah, paternity, maternity.
Eternity leave.
That'd be nice. Actually, there is one country that does that, where it's like you can leave almost for like years, and you can get the equivalent of your job back as long as you are at home taking care of your kid, not off doing something else. But you know, also I heard
that's what those listeria people got. Eternity leave.
Yeah, some other country I just heard. Where was it? Was it in Australia or somewhere? They send you like this huge box, shows up on your door when you take your maternity leave, and it's full of like clothes and bottles and baby food or whatever.
I think Sweden or Finland or whatever, they do that too.
Yeah, and then like midwives come like call you, and they'll come to your house if you want, and like anything, they just like check up on you if you need anything, any help with anything.
Okay, I've been thinking about that lately.
What, midwives?
No.
Is it a real
about nurses showing up at my door? No. I've been thinking, just about the point of government and the fact that we just let people just do whatever, and the fact that it's like government, it's like it's there for us to make our lives better. Like we could be making our lives better with it.
Mm-hmm.
And people are on these teams or whatever now.
Yeah.
And we end up electing people that will advance the team, but aren't necessarily like
for the people.
But it's not just about for the people, because you could kind of do this game in your head, like with the teams, and go like, oh, if my team, then, life will be better. But I'm talking about, I think we lose sight of like real, tangible, like
box of stuff showing up at your door.
Yeah, it could be anything like that. You could put limits on the work. I'm in a lot of freaking city planning, whatever, F-cars, following groups and all this stuff. And it's just like...
Oh, you're in F1?
It's like you can... If you want like a walkable city, or a city that sort of gives pedestrians a stronger, safety presence out there, it's like you can elect people to make your lives better. Like you can elect people who will put, there's lots of things you could do. Like we could elect people right now and they could say, all right, nobody can work more than 40 hours in this country. Like we could just make that law or whatever.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden nobody's working more than 40 hours ever anywhere in the country, and then we're spending more time with each other and we're doing stuff. It's just like, it doesn't necessarily, that was just random off the top of my head, but it's just like, you should be using government to make your life better, not...
Did you see my Instagram story?
About probably.
the elected senators spending your tax dollars while zooted on dementia pills.
Yeah.
Because they're all so old. That's the other problem. You're not electing these people in because they're stuck in there. They've been there for 40 years.
I know. You're just doing it because you don't want your team to lose.
Yeah.
And it's like there has to be There has to be an everybody shift overnight.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like there's
I agree. So everybody meet us at the Capitol building September 6th.
I know how we can get some change in the country. We'll see you at the poll. The third Wednesday in September. We're going to pray for this nation and play some acoustic worship songs at 6:45 a.m.
Yeah. That was fun. I was the flag guy for a semester at my private school.
What do you mean a flag guy?
We had to put the flag up every morning and take it down.
You put the American flag up and down every day?
Yeah, and folded it at the end of the day
Oh,
in the little
geez,
triangle.
MAGA? MAGA much? Did you know your husband was a MAGA chud?
Chud? What's that mean? What is chud?
I don't know. It's just a stupid name.
Did you make it up?
No.
Is it like Chad?
I think it was pre-Chad.
Well, I was doing this flag pre-MAGA. That's when it was already great in 2002 when George Bush was president.
Oh, wait. This has...
Chud.
Plural chuds.
With a Z?
Plural chode. A gross, physically unappealing person. Chiefly in the U.S. internet slang, sometimes derogatory, a person on the political right and or who holds socio-political views seen as regressive or bigoted.
Fun.
I didn't know. No. This is... Let me Urban Dictionary into this.
Wait, but there was an older definition of it being like an ugly person?
No, I think
or that's
this
modern.
I think this is more how I've heard it. An unattractive person whose defining characteristic of their personality is their, not this part, egotism, most often used to describe typically one-dimensional preps, chooches, or the like. A particularly mean insult should not be taken or thrown around lightly. No good qualities at all. Morons, idiots, jerks, preppy, POSs, meatheads, etc. I've heard it more like a meatheady kind of
like a frat
person.
bro?
Yeah.
Like a meathead?
Yeah.
Speaking of meatheads, I joined a new gym.
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
Tacoma Barbell Club.
You see, you are a chud.
Yeah. Just a MAGA chud getting swole Monday, Wednesday, Friday.
MWF, you're going?
Yeah. I'm trying to hone in a schedule because at first I was like, I'll go early in the mornings, and then I get off work at 1 a.m. So that wasn't those paths crossed, those streams crossed, and it was not good.
Are you gonna give up on the BJJ?
I don't want to. I need to figure this schedule out. I need a routine. I'm creating a new routine.
Yeah.
And then the next thing you know, the trains get canceled. So, but then also there's schedule changes in the future. So they want more trains to come, which will change everything around. Then I'll have a different schedule. You know, and then we bid on schedules every 6 months, which is coming up.
Yeah, you only have a couple more months till you bid. So if you bid in October, when do you start that?
I think we bid at the end of September and it starts in October.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, it'll be somewhere around there.
I have an update from last week. I wanted last week. Well, we're watching the Shibuya Crossing, Shibuya, Japan.
Remind me to come back to city planning.
Okay. We are watching the Shibuya Crossing again, and last week I brought up about the silver ratio.
Yes.
aka the Japanese ratio, aka not the golden ratio, Fibonacci sequence ratio. That, and it was sort of
The golden ratio is not the Fibonacci sequence.
It's based off of it, though.
I think it's a little different. But
anyways, I and I had a theory that I have not been able to research that Japanese clothes, street style,
I saw some little like elementary school girl go by and she had like the big t-shirt on.
And I thought maybe it's their body ratio to clothes, like widening clothes, that is giving a more aesthetically pleasing, subconsciously pleasing to the eye look. And then I had a thought that maybe that's why I have always liked women's clothes, and I've always found women's clothes more like visibly appealing. And I was thinking
about that though. Also, with the women's clothes is they try to be more physically appealing, where historically in the past the men's clothes have just been to be, clothes. Like a suit. Back in the day where everybody wore a, collared shirt and slacks, because that was your choices.
Yeah, maybe. And I was thinking, maybe there's a lot of different scenarios. Like maybe it's not that I am drawn. Maybe it's not that I'm gay. Maybe it's not that there's boobs under the clothes, that it's really about the ratio and proportions and a subconscious
hip waist ratio,
a subconscious, natural thing that I'm viewing that I'm somehow drawn to or something. But I do have an update on that. It is the boobs.
Okay.
So what were you going to say? City planning?
Okay. You ran into it.
Sorry, for some reason I thought about that on the way over, and I was like, okay, I'll do that.
I was talking
well executed. I got an out loud laugh out of Will. That's hard for us to do out of one another. So yes. I feel happy. I can sleep happy tonight.
I was talking to my coworker about city planning and Shibuya crossing and, forcing the cars to the outside and the mass transit to the inside. And he is a big city planning gamer, like with, I think it's called Cityscapes or something. It's like the better version of SimCity.
Yeah.
You have any interest in that?
When I went to Pat in 5th grade on Thursdays, program for academic talent.
Ooh.
And
special school.
And we took a short bus to a special school, and we played like mind games and did piano and stuff.
They were trying to find like the
best and brightest super soldiers.
Yeah. What was the Oppenheimer when they brought all the like Project Paperclip, when they brought like the Nazi and Russian scientists over?
Yes. I was not Nazi enough for them because I went on to a life of failure. But one of the things we did there is
gifted children today.
Is one of the things that we could do that was electronic there was SimCity.
Yeah. Thoughts?
The thoughts about this guy playing Cityscapes. It was interesting. For me, just being a 5th grader, all I remember about it is just like, because there's like taxes and stuff, and your city has to generate income.
You were like, screw this, taxation is theft.
ACAP. And it was the first time I thought about, oh yeah, the city is not just like, again, this is what I'm saying. The city is not just working for your benefit. It can and it should, you should be hiring people that collect to benefit you and others, your community.
But you
benefiting your community.
Your savings to rack up for yourself, not for the people.
No, because then you could put in the code that causes an earthquake, and then you could ruin it all. But it made me think like, oh yeah, you have to have the utilities. You have to have a certain place where there's a certain amount of commerce, so you can generate revenue for your city, so you can pay the firemen. And
when I've done it, when I've played games like that, SimCity or whatever, get to a point, because it's like you start out, just doing like a couple little houses, and you have your water, and you have your basic stuff, but then it gets to a point where you either need to like demolish the old stuff and build, better or like bigger buildings and like high rises and like demolish all the houses, or else it just becomes like too much water, too much power. There's not enough, like there's horrible traffic. There's not enough like routes to get to where you need to go. And I always get to that point and I never want to like delete what I've done. I never want to like break down what I've done.
Yeah.
But I was thinking you might have fun playing that cityscape game.
And you don't know if the rules of the game are set up in such a way that you can't, create certain, like, can you have a home?
I was going to say, I don't think there's rules.
Can you have a building that's a home on top and a shop in the bottom? Or do you have to have a shop district? Is this a freaking Eurocentric Western white man's game?
This is a simulation. This is a 2023 simulation game. You can have whatever you want. You want a 5-in-1 building with 5 wooden apartment floors above 1 concrete floor of retail? You can have that.
Can you have 1 stairwell in like in Europe instead of 2 like in America?
What?
Get on board, Will. We're rising up against the man.
Cityscapes.
I
think that's what it's called.
I'll check it out.
I'm not in. I would love a world. There's a world in my brain where I do have an Epic PC and I download games on Steam and, Counter-Strike Go and whatnot. And Cityscapes and, Goat Simulator and whatever else. But I just don't right now. All your base belong to us.
Dude, I think I see that translator walking across the street right now.
Translator?
That's from a game. Translation.
What? What game?
That phrase is from a game. It's not somebody just made it up.
Are you talking about Age of Empires?
All your base belong to us.
Yeah.
That's from a game.
Age of Empires.
No, not Age of Empires.
Oh, what?
I don't know what it is.
On Age of Empires, if you type that in, you like win. It either gives you a bunch of stuff or you just win.
Oh, it was a meme before Age of Empires?
Was it?
It must have been if you could put in a cheat code into Age of Empires.
Yeah, I knew it from Age of Empires.
Oh, that's hilarious.
It was one of the it either just made you win instantly, like the campaign, or it just gave you like 1,000,000 of everything. I forget what it was.
All your base belong to us is an internet meme based on a badly translated phrase from the opening cutscene of the Japanese video game Zero Wing. The phrase first appeared on the European release of the 1991 Sega Mega Drive port of the 1989 Japanese arcade game.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now look up Age of Empires. There's a pick and everything. Oh. All your base are belong to us.
A piece of internet knowledge that I know that Will doesn't.
Okay, now Google that with Age of Empires and what did it give you? I think it just made you win.
Okay.
It wasn't the one where it gives, or was it the one where it gives you the Dodge Viper that shoots bullets?
Now that was a good game.
I know. Sometimes I just want to play that.
I tried to get it a while ago.
I feel like it could be like on your phone. Someone needs to like mod it to just be an iPhone app.
I thought it can't. I thought it is now.
What? Did I at my school during break or whatever, special computer class on certain days, if you were done with your assignment, you could play Age of Empires because it was like preloaded on all of the computers.
Jeez. Age of Empires 3. We didn't have that one, did we?
I thought it was 2.
We had a 1 or 2.
Maybe it was 3.
An Empire Earth, which gives 100,000 resource each.
Okay, yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Crazy. Dude, first I make you laugh.
Then you know some old meme knowledge.
Then I just bomb a joke.
You bomb a joke?
Yeah,
Which one?
I tried to say I see the guy who translated that right now.
Yeah, that just came right up.
Man. Anyways, what a day. What a day, what a day. Good things coming my way.
There was also a StarCraft map named after that.
1991. That's
yeah,
weird.
I was sorry I wasn't even 1 year old yet.
Well, it's interesting because when I did...
Oh, it's also the instant victory cheat code in Warcraft 3.
Oh, that's funny. It's like, I didn't hear about it, so whatever, if maybe, who knows how long, in the last 10 years. But, yeah, when you said Age of Empires, it's like, well, when were we playing that? Like 2002?
Yep.
So, yeah, because I think I got a copy of whatever the next one was or whatever at college.
Yeah. 3, 4. Empire Earth. Empire Earth was the one that went into like the future.
I never played it. I never played that one.
Oh.
Wait, there was one that had like gods or something.
Civilization. I think that was the one that had gods. You chose if you were like Greek or
Yeah,
Roman or Asian. They just lumped them all together.
what do you Greek? Some landmass
Yeah.
that's like 1,000 miles wide. What are we gonna do with Asia? Asian gods. Let's just include all of them.
But it was really only like Chinese. Didn't see any Native Americans on there.
I know.
Yeah, it was like Egyptians, Romans, Greeks, Asians.
Well, this was
Druids.
Norse. Was there Norse on there?
Probably.
They probably lumped them with Druids.
Probably.
You
remember the game that broke the internet and the gaming world, Fable? Because it was one of the first games where it's like whatever you did changed the outcome of the game. You became like more evil or more good.
Fable? Is that what that was?
I think it was on Xbox One.
Xbox, yeah.
And PC.
My roommate had that. My roommate, who I was just thinking the other day, used to wipe his
Cheeto fingers
on the carpet.
Yeah.
Fable. And And I was thinking about him. You know why I was thinking about him is somebody mentioned like Need for Speed, that game.
Oh yeah, Underground 2, where it was like the hood version.
Yeah,
you could have like the lower.
Dude, running from the cops in that game was the best.
Or when you had the
better than
Need for Speed Underground 2 was all about modding out your car with like LEDs and NOS.
Yeah, you could still do that.
All that stuff. Rims, spinners.
Yeah,
that's what Need for Speed Underground 2 was about.
I never got into like GTA and stuff. It was just too.
I played one of them. I think when my phone was broken, I got one of them. Like the last like big one. But then it goes into all the online stuff where you're playing with other people, and that's what I hate. I hate other people.
I think we touched on that at the beginning of the episode.
Yeah, that's pretty much the theme of every day of my life.
And with that, I think we can wrap up the episode.
Rack it up.
We're racking it. We're wrapping it.
That's why women's clothes are better.
Because they got the rack in it. Bars. And anyway, I hope you enjoyed this episode. I hope you have enjoyed the poor release schedule.
Share it with a friend. If it's just 2 people, share it with 2 people. Every day, in 100 days, we'll have 1 million listeners.
Do you want to... I don't know if you want to share this episode with next week. Share next week's episode